Ice is ready, you sexy bitches, and we are back with another episode of the Empty Netters podcast. It's a rainy day here in London. I feel very much like a local.
It's a gorgeous day in New England. Gorgeous. Old England, lame. New England, perfect.
It's so f***ing wrong, dude. They're both great.
Nah, not really.
Where is this hurricane devastating the U.S.? Is that in Florida right now? I feel like every time I pop on the gram, it's like someone doing hurricane preparation.
Hurricane. Let's see here. What the? Barrel?
Yeah, Hurricane Barrel or something?
Is that how you say it?
I don't know.
Slams Texas coast. Okay, not good.
Oh, it's Texas.
Yeah.
Shit. That's rough. Well, I mean, hey. Hurricanes happen.
Well, nearly 3. Wow, knocks out power to 3 million.
That's no joke. That's a real deal hurricane, dude.
We're
not here to talk about hurricanes. We're not. Sorry. It is raining here in London. I'm glad for you that it's nice there. You deserve a win here and there.
Yeah. I never get wins, dude.
Do you feel like you're healthy finally after the cup run?
No. Unfortunately,
still no.
Yeah, I'm sick.
Come on.
Still sick, dude. I had to go. I had a wedding, I had Vegas, I had a wedding. It's like I just got back from the wedding. So it's like
that's actually fair. You did just like the wedding, and I'm sure with you it went into Sunday.
Yeah. So
how fast did you have a Bloody Mary or a Mimo on Sunday after that wedding?
I don't know when Saturday night ended and Sunday morning began. At what point is the Bloody Mary a Sunday morning drink, or am I just still drinking from the wedding? That's what's tough to decide. That
implies you didn't go to sleep, and I don't believe that for a second.
That line is quite blurry.
Yeah, if you never sleep, does the night end and the day begin, or is it all just
it's still a wedding drink, I think. It's still the after party.
Wouldn't that be sick if you never went to bed, Saturday night didn't end? Like you were technically still on Saturday. Like you could stay awake until Monday and then go to your boss and be like, it's Saturday still. And they'd be like, wait, have you not slept? And you're like, yeah. And they're like, shit, man, I'll see you in 2 days.
Dude. Look at the WUP data, bro. I'm awake still. I love this, Dan.
I'm like so upset that we're starting this episode with you plugging your Whoop, you f***ing loser. You sheep. Enjoy the monthly payment, you f***ing loser.
It's all about heart rate variability, Dan. That's all that matters.
Oh, God. You and the whole clan, I've never been more grossed out by anything in my life. You're such absolute tools.
I've never been more grossed out by the document that you shared with me yesterday.
Yeah. Listen, it's gonna be fun. So here's the deal, folks. We got a special episode for you today. Last episode, in our little hot takes and our too early predictions, just spicy calls. My final one was that USA was going to win Four Nations, and then I teased talking about Four Nations rosters, and the DMs were a flood. People were immediately like, we need to see these rosters, need to talk about it. People are already on Twitter. I love seeing it. People kind of predicting the rosters. And then NHL.com,
yeah, exactly.
They even released their predicted rosters. Now, the rosters get announced in December. But you know me, I'm a sick man. I have sick thoughts. I have demons that keep me up at night. You also know me. I only like roster building. I love GM mode. If I'm playing Chell, if I'm playing FIFA, I've said this on the podcast before, I'm all about the team building. I'm a roster guy. I'm a balancing of the books guy. So what I did was I hopped on Excel and I created full 23-man rosters for all 4 of the Four Nations teams, and I sent them to you in the middle of the night.
With lines. Not like, here's the guys on the squad.
No,
Here are the lines.
I made lines, and I made sure to balance left shot, right shot D-men. I made sure to take future considerations into account. But I went hard, dude. And basically, while these rosters are getting announced in December, here we are. It's July 9th. we are officially in the doldrums of NHL season. I wanted to get my beak wet, dude. I wanted to get in the game here. So we are doing an episode right now where we are going to break down my insanity and go over my rosters and lines for these teams and give you a chance to respond and your reactions to everything.
Yep. Where do you want to start?
I want to start with Finland.
Okay.
Finland for me was the easiest. But what's interesting is this, dude. This is going to be the dopest tournament of all time. And I am sad. What? Oh, yeah.
The Olympics.
I
actually prefer.
I prefer the Olympics,
This will be cool.
too.
This will be cool.
This is
a
going
nice little
to,
appetizer, a little pass.
This is going to be so nasty because All-Star Weekend is so fun. All-Star is a cool event, but what do we always say? It's a boring game. The guys are just kind of like tooling around out there. Mm-hmm. Skills is fun, but it's a bit whatever. You can see that the guys don't really care. These guys are going to be fucking going full tilt in this tournament, and I can't wait. And the rosters are preposterous of every team. So, without further ado, Team Finland. The first 6 players that were announced officially to be on this team are Alexander Barkov, Mikko Rantanen, Sebastian Aho, Miro Heiskanen, Esa Lindell, and Jussi Saros. Do you want me to go? So now I'm going to fill in the rest of the roster. This is the only team that I am listing a clean 12 forwards and 8 defensemen and 3 goalies. The rest I'll be going 13, 7, and 3.
Okay.
Do you want me to go through forward lines and then D, or first forward line D, second forward line?
No, forward lines D, goalie.
Okay. Team Finland. My first line will be Alexander Barkov. Centering, Arturi Lehkonen on the left wing and Mikko Rantanen on the right wing. Any issues?
You got to read them all. Then I'll tell you.
Okay. So Lehkonen is my first new player.
Yep.
Second line will be Roope Hintz centering Eetu Luosterainen on the left wing and Matthias Michelli on the right wing. Third line, Sebastian Aho centering Toivo Teravainen on the left wing and Mikael Granlund on the right wing. Fourth line, Anton Lundell, a.k.a. Baby Barkov, centering Erik Haula on the left wing and Eli Tolvanen on the right wing. Defense, first pairing, Miro Heiskanen and Rasmus Ristolainen. Second pairing, Esa Lindell and Henri Jokiharju. Third pairing, Nico Mikkola and Jani Hakanpää. And then my 2 extras are Olli Mata and Juuso Välimäki. Goalies, Jussi Saros, Joonas Korpisalo, and Ukko Pekka Luukkonen.
And are they, I think you maybe just said this, but are they allowed to carry 8D and only
sure are.
12 forwards? It's just a 20
They can
situation?
carry whatever 23 they want.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, they could carry one tendy if they wanted.
Sure
Two
could.
more forwards. Why not?
And for those listening on Spotify, if you want to pop over to the YouTube, we're going to have graphics up here so you can see what's going on.
Okay, I'll start. Honestly, Dan, Finland, when you sent this, I was aghast. And I had so many questions, so many issues with your bullshit. But Finland is actually, we're pretty aligned, and they're a good squad. It's a really good squad.
Very good squad. They are absolutely stacked down the middle.
Yeah. Right. Dude, so Kotkaniemi was one where I was like, wow, that's a drop. But when I'm looking at the centers, I'm like, where, you know?
Yeah.
So I'll start easy. Let's go to goalie.
Yeah.
And not that this matters, really, but you gotta have UPL in the 2 spot, not the 3 spot. You've got
listen. I thought you were going to go there, and I don't hate it. I don't hate that argument, but here's where I'm seeing it. I think before last year, it would have been a no-brainer that you'd have Corpy over UPL. Now,
agree.
with Devon Levi struggling in Buffalo, UPL stepped up big time. I think he's
Big
probably
time,
going to
dude.
be their starting goalie in Buffalo.
I
Now,
agree.
We're not going to get into the bag of issues that is Buffalo right now. But UPL is that starter. Now, Eunice Korpisalo, brutal year in Ottawa, has literally been salary dumped to Boston in a horrible trade. But look at what Boston's goalie team did for Linus Ullmark. He became a piece of the best tandem in the NHL. And I think Corpy is going to come in with zero pressure on him. Swayman is that starter. He is now going to be in a tandem with Swayman, working with those goalie coaches. I think we're going to see the rebirth of Corpy's game. And he's even said that. He's made a bunch of statements where he's like, I know how I can play. I need to get back to that game. And I think Corpy's going to do exactly that. So I am banking on Corpy by this time in February, being like, oh, dude, he is, Linus Ullmark. He is he is part of the best tandem in the NHL. He's in the 2 spot.
Okay, I think that's wrong. I think that I think you're an idiot. I think the Sabres are going to be comfortably in a wild card spot come November. And
are you trying to take my Sabres, Mojo?
Yeah, dude. Was it working for you, bro? Was it working for you? I think the people of Buffalo would much rather me on board than you on board.
Fuck.
So check this out, dude. You're out.
I will.
I'm in.
I will remind them that you were all in on the Senators and what happened to them, dude.
No, but dude, I was never a fan of the Senators. I just picked the Senators.
All right.
I'm speaking their jerseys.
Semantics, bro. Semantics.
I'm now the Buffalo guy. The Sabres are comfortably in the playoffs come November when these are going to get named. UPL, on the back of UPL, by the way. On the back of UPL. Corpy is going to be doing just fine, and the Bees are going to be great. But Swayman's going to be eating games and pucks and chicken parms from Tresca. Yes. And so there's just not going to be enough game tape for Corpy. And they're going to say, you're on the squad, dude. You're on the squad, but you're the 3 guy.
Yeah.
Defense, I like, to be honest with you. I want to hate on you, but I like it.
It's so good.
Yeah.
They're so good. They're so good on D. They're a defense factory. Also, it's been really fun looking at this roster, seeing how hard Buffalo, Dallas, and Florida are on Finns.
Dude,
like they're just
I was about to say
pumping
there's so much stars chemistry on this back line.
I know, it's
which
crazy.
Is great. I think that's really solid. And Miro's a G. So
yeah, you almost want to break up the left shot situation and play Miro and Essa together. But I actually like that they're 2 D lines stacked with that Dallas chemistry and success.
Right, and then you can kind of just you're not that concerned about matchups on line change matchups because you're just rolling out fucking Finnish studs.
Yes, dude, and Ristolainen's so good. Yoki Haru and Hakanpää are both firing up the roster ranks and just be solid defensemen. I think this is how they've won gold in the past.
Dude.
They got Tuukka Rask in net and then solid D. Now they got UC Saros in net and solid D. This team is good.
Yep. Okay, so let's go to forward, bro. I don't I might get crazy, dude. Well, god damn. Barkov has to be your one. Barkov just won a Stanley Cup by himself by single-handedly shutting down Connor McDavid.
You need to prioritize winners. That's going to be a theme throughout my lines in these 4 teams.
Okay, yep.
Mikko Rantanen and Sasha Barkov are winners. They are on your first line. They are hitting the other team like a sledgehammer.
Yeah. And then, because, dude, I think Roope Hintz is so underrated.
Also, can we just quickly talk about what Moose is going to get to do in playing all year with Nate McKinnon, and then he just gets to go to 4 Nations and play with Sasha Barkov?
Pop over to Barkov, back to Nate Dogg. That's pretty sick.
Joke.
That's pretty sick. But maybe there's a little bit to Moose. No, he's dope. Never mind. I was gonna say maybe he needs a Nate more than he needs a Barkov. Nate is just such a fucking freight train, dude. And Barkov's playing. And Nate plays some D, but Barkov's playing the 200-foot game, dude.
He's a freight train too, though, dude. Remember that Matthew Tkachuk quote? And this is the truth. If Sasha wanted to score 130 points every season, he could. He's Ichiro. Dude. He chooses not to because he prefers fucking silverware.
Dude, what did I might get crazy, bro. Give me Aho's stats from this past year. I got him. Well, he had 89 points.
Yeah.
That's fucking bonkers.
He's
And
so
he's on
good.
the third line, dude.
I have him on the third line.
You have him on the third line?
I know, it's crazy.
I was right about
36,
to
53,
say.
89. But Rupe Hintz, dude, you know why I have him on the third line? Because I like Luosterainen and Michelli on the second line with a guy like Rupe, and I want to keep Toivo with Aho. Like, they just played together in Carolina. I know Teravainen's in Chicago now, but they know each other. Chemistry.
Yeah. Chemistry's a thing. Because, dude, oh, man. And then Granlund, you got Granlund down there with him. I might even have had Granlund on the second line.
I don't hate moving Granny up over Michelli, but I just think Michelli, like, new home, he's gonna be buzzing. He was great last year. I like him with a firecracker like Rupe.
Right, and then okay, because dude, Lundell impressed me so much in these playoffs.
Oh my god, he's unbelievable.
I'm like, he needs to be second line, but then you're kind of just pumping the same shit out there, you know.
Dude, you know what's interesting? It's
such a similar player.
I think when we get through these four teams, Lundell is going to be the best fourth line center of all these teams because everyone else's fourth line center is just like a first line center that is unfortunately playing fourth line center.
Slightly worse than the other three centers on the team. And
yes.
Lundell can kind of do this role. And the role's changed in this shit. Like, everybody thinks like, oh, well, you know, when you're building an NHL team, your third line looks a certain way, your fourth line looks a certain way. It's different in four nations because you're not like,
yes,
oh,
dude,
let me get three checkers to like go. And I'm like, no, bro. It's like three high skill guys that are like line 1 or 2 on their team.
Yeah, and like run up the score. And then I look at this fourth line on Finland, Chris. Lundell, Haula, and Tolvanen. And like when the games get tight, I'm like, that's a fourth line that knows how to play fourth line hockey. Like, that's going to be valuable.
Right. I kind of hear you, dude, because that's maybe one of the only, I'm just cheating, but scrolling up, like that's kind of one of the only teams that has a line, and this is going to sound like a chirp to Finland, but it's one of the only teams that has a fourth line that isn't true, like first line guys.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm like, oh, maybe they could play a little bit more responsibly and know how to eat those minutes.
Totally.
Okay, I might go Aho. I might honestly like flip line 2 and 3.
Okay.
But I'm not mad about the line itself, if that makes sense.
I hear you. You like the pairings that you just order. You might.
I might just flip that.
Okay. I don't hate you on that one. I'm not going to fight you.
But Rupe
I just think
so dope, though.
Rupe is so dope. And like, here's the thing. So is Aho, obviously. So it's like, what are you doing here? But I see Aho as a little bit more of like, I could see Aho winning a Selke before I saw Rupe winning a Selke, if that makes sense. And I like that idea of him on the third line as opposed to the second line.
Yeah. He's just got the firepower. Dude, Rupe, how many did Rupe have? 30 goals, yeah. I'm flipping him, dude. I'm flipping him. I thought about it. I'm flipping him. Otherwise, good job. But you messed up the goalies and you messed up line 2 and 3.
Okay, moving on to Sweden.
Yep.
All right, moving on to Sweden. The 6 players named for Team Sweden officially were Mika Zibanejad, Philip Forsberg, William Nylander, Victor Hedman, Gustav Forsling, and Erik Karlsson. Here is my roster for Team Sweden. Line 1, Elias Pettersson, centering Philip Forsberg and William Nylander. Dear Christ. Line 2, Joel Eriksson Ek, centering Adrian Kempe and Jesper Bratt. Line 3, Elias Lindholm, centering Lucas Raymond and William Karlsson. Line 4, Mika Zibanejad, centering William Eklund and Gus Nyquist. My extra forward is one Leo Carlson. Got to get him in there.
I love
defense.
This,
First pairing, Victor Hedman and Erik Karlsson. Second pairing, Gustav Forsling and Adam Larsson. Third pairing, Rasmus Dahlin and Rasmus Andersson. The Raz pairing.
Yeah.
Extra defenseman, Hampus Lindholm. Goalies. This is tough.
I know, dude.
Really tough. But I'm so confident in this. No, this is like so obvious. And if you disagree, you're an idiot. Linus Ullmark, Jacob Markstrom, and Philip Gustafsson. I have a lot of caveats with this roster. So before people lose their shit and before you lose your shit, I do want to say several things.
Dude, the first thing I want to say is I love how in Swedish or in Sweden, I guess, like you look at the Finland team and they have a lot of similar names. Like that's Finnish.
Yeah, like
Lehkonen,
Eli and like
Luosterainen,
A2 and Toivo.
Teravainen, Ristolainen, you know, and I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah. Sweden is like Carlson, Lindholm, Larson, Rasmus. Like they just all have the same fucking name.
It ends in they all end in Son, Ohm, or
what are you doing, dude?
Yeah, it's hilarious.
Okay. Okay, let's start on goalie, dude. Horrible.
Dude, Linus Ullmark is your starter. It's not even close. We went into this goalie free agency / like trade opportunity frenzy this summer, and Ullmark and Markstrom were the two biggest goalies on the market, and everyone said Ullmark has more value than Markstrom.
Yep, and he does, and he's great, and I love him, and I'll be rooting for him. But you're sleeping on the best goalie in the bunch, bud.
Dude, no, I'm not. Like if it were the beginning of last year, I would have said Gus the Bus was like the lock. But Gus the Bus couldn't even take a starting job from Marc-Andre Fleury this year, who is 59 years old.
Correct. But the year before that, Dan, a 9.31 save percentage, 2.1 goals against, 3 shutouts in 39 games.
And he's going to do it this year.
And he's going to do it this year, dude.
Yeah.
They had the obvious slip-up year, which we all should have seen coming, and none of us or some people did, but I think we both picked him to make playoffs, and they plummeted. And, dude, he was drinking his own sauce a little bit, probably. There was a lot of stress going on this year, dude. I think he is going to be fucking dialed. And I'm with you on the Linus over Markstrom, which actually will be kind of interesting just based on the teams, right? You know what I mean? Because like they're going to name this shit in fucking December, and if the Senators aren't that good, and it's not really if Allmark's got good numbers, but the Senators are kind of tanking, and the Devils are fucking back all the way back.
Oh, they're so back.
And Markstrom's kind of dialed. Like I could see them being like, well, we're riding Markstrom. He's winning. Losing is a disease, dude. Losing is a disease. So if Markstrom's dialed, I could see that happening. And the Wild, I don't even know if I'm going to have the Wild in the playoffs. I just really think Gus could be, because dude, those numbers the year before were fucking pure. And if he's back to that form, like you might want to go him. He's fucking, how old is he, dude? He's 25. Like you might want to go Gus if he's pimped.
You are so right. Like, I didn't properly consider this. We are probably going to head into February with Ottawa being at the bottom half of the Atlantic, certainly. And I love how delusional Ottawa fans are. Like, they're going to hear that and they're going to be like, "What? We are winning the Atlantic this year." It's like Ottawa fans are absolutely out of their minds, and I genuinely love it. But they are going to be probably with a losing record. And these other two goalies are probably going to be, certainly the Devils will have a winning record. I imagine they'll be in the top 2, maybe 3 spots in the Metro. And then, I expect to bounce back from Minnesota. So fuck, you are right. I think Linus might lose this starting role because he's going to be coming into Four Nations with a losing record.
Yes.
And it's like, dude, you got to ride the hot hand of Markey. That might be it. You're absolutely right. I take it back. I'm okay with flipping the goalies.
Okay. So then, dude, on D, I want Dahlin on the third pairing is so on paper insane. I'm like, what the fuck? But I don't hate it, especially with the shot, with the left shot, right shot, and the Raz pairing is just too cool. You know, like
yep. And what did I say earlier?
Who are they to not provide us with a Raz pairing on a blue line?
Yeah. And what did I say earlier, dude? It's winners. I need winners. And if you were going to act like Rasmus Dahlin deserves to be ahead of Victor Hedman or Gus Forsling, you're wrong. I think Gus Forsling and Victor Hedman are 2 of the top 6 defensemen in the NHL right now. And like, God, watching what Gus just did to Connor McDavid and watching what Victor Hedman's done his whole life. Yep. I'm like, those two. I mean, it's a shame that they're not on the first pair, but we're splitting up left and right. And God damn it, is there anyone more perfect to like keep Karlsson in check than Victor Hedman? I mean, honestly, it might be Gus. So like Karlsson can play with him or Gus. So
good one.
Perfect.
Here's the only pushback I'm going to give you, and it's not even in a starter.
Okay.
It's my guy, Hampus Lindholm. 2 years ago, tremendous. And I just did this bullshit with Gus the Bus, so it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 years ago, tremendous.
Tremendous.
Plus what was it? 157 plus 157 on the year.
Seriously, his plus minus was out of control. He got a ton of Norris votes as he deserved. Yeah.
Last year, down year.
Tough.
Admittedly, down year. Now, like everything I just said about Gus, if they come out and the Bees are firing and Lindholm is back, dude, all the way back, running second power play, plus minus machine, eating minutes, then I'm okay with this. But if he isn't all the way back, I'm not even talking halfway back, Dan. If he isn't all the way back,
can I jump in?
Yep.
Because this is one of my caveats. I wonder if you're going to say this. One of my caveats was I believe in the Hampus Lindholm bounce back. And also, this is prefaced by the Sweden team has a serious logjam of left shot defensemen. A serious logjam.
Yep.
If Hampus Lindholm is not back to 2 years ago, Hampus Lindholm, Matthias Ekholm has to be in there over him. It's like Matthias Ekholm just played phenomenal for the Oilers. He fucking was absolutely buzzing for a team that just went to Game 7 of the Stanley Cup. Not having him in here is crazy. But you look at that left shot D, and that's not even considering Oliver Ekman-Larsson, who just won a Stanley Cup, or Jonas Brodin, who is a stud young defenseman from Minnesota. All of these guys, left shot D. Like, left shot D is brutal. Brutally tough.
Dude, I know.
I just believe in the ceiling of Hampus more than I believe in the ceiling of Matthias. So that's why I have them flopped. But yes, if Hampus is not all the way back, it has to be Ekholm.
That's actually the correct take. The ceiling is higher. But the I'm OEL, Dan. 2 years younger than Ekholm.
Wow.
And he just looked fresh as lettuce in Game 7. He really
did. He looked amazing.
And he can give you a little bit more power play. I mean, not that they're he's not actually, who the fuck am I talking about? He's never going to sniff the ice on the power play looking at the guys out here. But I just like the puck moving from him that he can give you. Like when he's really going, if it's up to me and Hampus is playing bad and Ekholm and OEL are giving you exactly what they gave you last year, which is no guarantee, but if they're doing exactly that, I'm going OEL nod, championship pedigree.
I like the winner element, but I'm gonna come at you with what you just came at me with. You're disregarding the fact that he's playing for the biggest loser franchise in the NHL in the Toronto Maple Leafs next year. So
what if they're in first?
No, obviously that's a joke. Yeah, I mean, listen, I like the ceiling. I like the ceiling. I like the stock.
I like the stock.
And it's a big caveat on that. But I actually like the OEL above Ekholm. Like, he's younger. He looked fresher. He won. So don't hate that at all. Those three guys. And here's the thing, dude. Jonas Brodin might come out and have a healthy season and be a fucking machine. Yeah. So I don't hate that either. So good news for Sweden. They got a lot of options on left shot D. Bad news for Sweden. They got a lot of options on left shot D.
Forwards. Ziba on the fourth line is unacceptable, and this aggression will not stand.
Dude, I had a feeling you were going to bring that up because he's obviously one of the top 6 mentioned, but I don't know, man. Talk to any Rangers fan, and I mean, first of all, it's not even a question that PD is the first line center of this team.
100%.
And then I look at just like the brass of Joel Eriksson Ek.
Eriksson Ek, though, dude.
Oh, he's so good, dude.
I know, but
this guy is going to be firing up, and it's all about vibes, dude. Like the vibe on your line. I love, and we're going to get into that big time later, the vibe of young Eriksson Ek with Kempe and Bratt. Like Kempe and Bratt, I love together as wings. And then after that, it's like, I love Razor with Elias and Willie. Wild Bill. Like, I don't like Ziba with them. I love Ziba with Eklund and Nyquist. Like, he's going to bring the best. I think Ziba brings the best out of a Gus Nyquist. And okay, here's my other caveat.
Go.
If Gabriel Landeskog is playing, he's obviously on this team.
Okay, dude. Yeah.
But that is like, this is when we did our top 100.
For who? Oh, like you just bump Leo to make it easy?
No, I think I bump Eklund. I like Leo as like your young gunslinger waiting in the wings if one of the centers goes down, because I don't really see Leo on a wing. Leo's such a center.
Yep.
I bump Eklund and I put I put Landy in, and I mean, Christ, like that's a brutal situation. Like Landy is a winner and so good.
Yep.
And if he's playing, I imagine he's going to be great. But
They have to name him, dude. They have to.
Oh, absolutely. But we're operating right now that he's not back in the lineup.
Okay.
Because
yeah.
I think Colorado is operating that if he comes back next year, he's coming back in like December. So like, are you going to bring him back into the Colorado lineup in December and then name him to Four Nations in February? Maybe.
Maybe.
But I don't know.
Okay, I'm going Flip, Petey, Nylander, just like you have it. Then I'm going.
Oh, sorry. I thought you meant flip as in swap. I was like, no. What are you talking about? But yeah, got you.
Then I'm going Kempe, Zeba, Wild Bill, all hairline, and I don't know how you can argue that. To be completely honest with you,
I'll argue it by what I always say about Mika. I don't like his hair.
Yeah, but you're an idiot. That's the lettuce line, dude.
It is the lettuce line. I'll give you it's the lettuce line. It's not the all hairline. It's a lettuce line. There's a lot of lettuce.
Then I'm going Razor, Lindholm, Bratt, which I love.
Don't hate that either.
And then Eklund, Eriksson Ek, Nyquist.
Okay. Don't hate that. The
you
tough
just gotta
ones
give
here,
me lettuce, dude.
I don't hate the lettuce line.
They're not going to put Zeba on fourth line, by the way. I don't honestly. I don't. I see what you're talking about, but I'm just telling you they're not going to do it.
I hear you. I see, unless he's absolutely buzzing, which I think he's absolutely going to be. I could see Elias on that fourth line, but I think Elias is going to be on pace for fucking 85 points with the Bruins.
Yeah, he sure is, dude. He might be second line to be completely honest with you.
One that's tough for me here is Nyquist. Rebirth last year.
Yeah, holy
like
fuck,
a full rebirth last year.
And there's something to him in Flip, right?
Well, there's something for I hear that absolutely, but I just don't like Flip is your first line left wing. There's absolutely no question about it, and I just don't see a world where you're putting Nyquist over Willie Nylander or Jesper Bratt. So for me, you get tough with that fourth line right wing because Fabian Zetterlund is really exciting. I know he had a tough year in Pitt, but like Ricard Raquel is a great player, good right winger. Niels Höglander is kind of he can play both sides, was just on that fantastic Vancouver team. So like there's tough questions there for sure.
Not that bad though. Landy's really the only one for me. Like you just check Landy.
I agree.
Okay.
So you feel good?
I feel good. Take me to North America, bro.
All right, here we go. North America, and no disrespect, Sweden. Finland, this is where we really get in the weeds. Like, subs here are going to get hairy. All right, we're doing Team Canada. The 6 players named for Team Canada so far have been Connor McDavid, Nathan MacKinnon, Sidney Crosby, Brad Marchand, Braden Point, and Cale Makar. Here are your lines for Team Canada.
This is insane, dude.
It is insane, but there's also a lot of very interesting things here.
I know, bro.
Line 1, Connor McDavid, centering Brandon Hagel and Braden Point. Line 2, Nathan MacKinnon, centering Robert Thomas and Mitch Marner. Line 3, and this is the best line on the team, Sidney Crosby, centering Brad Marchand and Steve Stamkos. Line 4, Matt Barzal, centering Zach Hyman and Sam Reinhart. Carter Verhaeghe is your extra forward. Defensive pairings, obvious. First pairing, Devon Taves and Cale Makar. Second pairing, Josh Morrissey and Evan Bouchard. Third pairing, Vince Dunn and Noah Dobson. Drew Doughty is your 7th defenseman. Absolutely need a winner, need a veteran leader, and, in my opinion, alternate captain in this roster. Goalies, Aiden Hill, Stuart Skinner, Connor Ingram. So many notable subs here. Like so many.
Dude, let me start you on D.
Okay.
Because I actually, I can already hear the Morgan Riley fucking truthers screaming down my throat. But I actually don't think there's anyone even up for it except for Shea Theodore.
What about Owen Power? I actually really like the argument of Owen Power. Owen Power was great last year, but I just think I look at like the sheer talent mixed with some experience of this D, and I'm like, it's like, are you gonna
it's not his time yet, dude? He might make
and like look at the way Dewey played last year. I'm like, Drew 100%. Doughty is on this team 100%.
Shea Theodore's very good.
Shea Theodore, Mackenzie Weegar, and Morgan
Yeah,
Riley are in the conversation. But
for me,
I think
it's
this D's
Shea.
perfect.
Yeah, for me, it's Shea's the only one, and I think it's just like a really tough out. I get some questions about Bouchard, but it's hard to argue the production.
No, there's absolutely zero questions about Bouchard.
So yeah, let's leave it there. Goalies, well documented the national tragedy that is Canadian goalies.
It's unbelievable, dude. Everyone just wants to be Sidney Crosby, so no one's playing goalie. I guess
Patrick Wall, Marty Brodeur, Carey Price, like these fucking legends, dude.
Legends.
And now
what happened?
What are we talking about? Like
and like, don't get me wrong, these guys are great goaltenders. Great goaltenders. One of them is a Stanley Cup winner, but it is like they aren't the certified blue chips that are around the rest of these teams. Like it's interesting that every team in Four Nations has like a lock starter, if not multiple. And Canada is like, I mean, this one's coming down to the wire, no doubt about it. Yeah,
buddy. No Binnington, eh?
No, I love Binner, but I just don't like. He keeps showing up in articles, and I'm like, what the fuck
People love him.
Talking
dude,
about?
A lot of my Canadian buddies are like, we want Binner.
And you know what I really love, dude? The coming out party and like the realization that people are going to have on Connor Ingram this year is something that I'm very much looking forward to. He was so solid last year on a struggling Arizona team. They got a new home. They got new players. They got a new defense, as we talked about. I think Connor Ingram has a chance of stealing this spot. But it's
interesting. Yeah,
if he's healthy,
and Hill was actually sick to start last year. Yeah. Like he got hurt, but he was actually very, very good. So that actually, honestly, Dan, that could be the fucking dark horse secret weapon of the whole tournament. Like if Aiden Hill plays like Stanley Cup 2 years ago, Hill / start of this year, Aiden Hill, he's one of the best goalies in the tournament. And then everyone goes, oh, Canada's huge Achilles heel is not an Achilles heel at all. They have the top 3 goalie in well, I guess there's only 4 fucking teams, but you know what I'm saying? Like they have one of the most competitive goalies in the tournament, and now you're all fucked.
Yeah. It is really like it's the biggest advantage USA has over, as frankly, all the nations have over them. And if Aiden Hill makes that disappear, it's going to be interesting.
Yeah. Okay, forward, dude, the centers, McDavid, McKinnon, Crosby, already named, obviously, and then you have Barzal, who's the fucking man.
Yeah, and had a monster year.
It's hard for me to argue those 4 at all. And I'm talking like you're really trying to stretch me. Wyatt Johnson, Bo Horvat, some of the guys on the roster, you know, that can play center, Rob Thomas, Stammer.
Yeah.
Right. But like, I'm kind of like, okay, no, that's Barzy's job there. So I'm willing to lock in the 4 centers. Now it gets interesting, dude.
It sure does.
It gets extremely interesting.
You know where it gets particularly interesting? Left wing.
Dude, what is Canada's deal on left wing?
It's very odd. And like, I know all these guys
change citizenship, dude. And I might get a spot on this team.
It's interesting because obviously all these guys can play wherever. But like for the purposes of this, I'm trying to keep it like a well-balanced team. And like the guys who are listed at left wing it's lower than you'd think.
And like even in the sub conversation, you're like Huberdeau, Claude Giroux, you know, but like those guys can play center, you know.
Yeah, I mean, quickly, if I may, like I said, some of the subs, like guys that come to mind: Mark Stone, Nazem Kadri, Mark Scheifele, Jonathan Marchessault, Bo Horvat, Travis Konechny, Seth Jarvis, Jordan Kyrou, Nuge, Dylan Strome, Wyatt Johnston, Claude Giroux, Connor Bedard, Owen Tippett, Jonathan Huberdeau, Alexis Lafreniere was named, which was a laugh riot for me.
And dude,
I logged on NHL.com and saw their roster, and they had Laffy. Alexis Lafreniere was named to be playing for this Team Canada. And let me tell you what, if they name Laffy to this roster, start celebrating 4th place. No offense, Laffy, but Jesus Christ, like, talk about a New York Rangers blogger wrote that article for NHL.com, because to dismiss the other players on this team, the other right wingers on this team for Laffy, I was like, what the fuck are we doing? Did fucking Johnny Lazarus write that article?
Hey, but Dan, he almost scored 30 goals last year. He almost has 30.
Did. He almost had 60 points.
And he'll be 100. He'll be a 100-point guy next season.
Holy shit, dude.
When he's on pace for $120, they're going to throw him on there. That is bonkers. I'm not even going to address that.
Yeah, you can't.
Okay, dude. So here's my questions.
Yeah.
I don't know that you can. I don't give a fuck what you think about these guys that you've stuffed on left wing. You literally have to play Zach Hyman with McDavid.
That was an argument for me.
Like he was fine, and then he got on McDavid's wing, and now he has 70,000 goals.
He was better than fine, but yes, like he's an absolute weapon goal scorer and led that into the playoffs as well. I don't hate the idea of Hyman, just like throw him up there. But I also, dude, Hagel is unbelievable, and you're disregarding the element of Point and Hagel playing together.
Yep.
So that was my thought process there. I think Hagel is a better overall player, and I like Hagel and Point being together. But if you want to mix it up, fine. Maybe
I think you're just maximizing Hyman. Maybe
you go Marner with Hyman and McDavid, and then we go McKinnon with the two bolts.
Marner, Hyman, McDavid, McKinnon with Hagel and Point. Okay, that's interesting to me, Dan. Here's one that's going to be even more.
Who's going to have a problem with putting Mitchie Marner on the first line? No one. So,
well, me. And here's my problem with it, Dan. Mitchie Marner might be off this team for me.
Okay, I don't know what to say to this.
What do you think about that?
I don't like it at all. I mean, it's just like you're not going to punish Austin Matthews. You're not going to punish Willie Nylander. Like, stop. Mitch Marner's amazing. He's a two-way player who scores 90 points.
He's great. He's a great player. What do you have this year? 85? 85. Sick year. 26 goals. He missed a lot of time, by the way. 85 and 69 games. Tremendous player, Dan. But points on the team, for sure.
Yeah.
Reinert's on the team, for sure. Guy just had fucking 57 goals or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah, but he had 89 points. Like, yes, he did. He is a certified goal scorer and a stud and a winner. A winner,
dude.
But calm down.
No, but here's my thing, Dan. It's going to be, and I'm already going to hear it from the haters because I feel like we've just been stroking Stammer for the last 3 weeks. But I could hear someone going, "Well, Stamkos should be off, not Marner." Marner's actually a right wing. He's way younger. He's more productive.
So is
currently.
Stammer. Stammer plays wing. People forget that. Stammer's a center, but he plays wing.
But my point is, Mark Stone, I think I need on this team.
He's going to be on LTIR, dude. It's fine.
That's bullshit, dude. That's bullshit, and you know it. I think he needs to be on this team.
I get you, but again,
dude,
Mark
he's a winner.
Stone,
He's a winner, and he delivers, and he can do it all, dude.
Winner and a leader. But
and
you are
also gets fucking Selke votes. Like he does everything, bro.
But
here, Dan. It's up here. It's up here.
So does Mitch, dude. Like you have enough winning on this team with fucking Sidney Crosby, Steve Stamkos, and Brad Marchand. Then you know what to do with. You don't need more winning,
dude.
And everything you're saying that fucking Mark Stone does, so does Mitch. I will not sit here and accept any Mitch slander on this podcast in this country. I will not in England.
Yeah.
I will not hear any Mitch Marner slander. Mitch Marner is fucking so good, and when he gets out of that fucking team, he is going to pop off and thrive and probably win a cup immediately.
But what happens, Dan, when Team USA leaves a single Xbox in the Canadian hotel lobby, Fortnite on, just ready to play, loading, map loading, and it's the night before the game. And if you have Mitch Marner on the team, then now he's up all night and he's exhausted and he's got no legs in the third period. But if you have Mark Stone on the team, he walks over, turns it off to save the energy bill of the hotel that he doesn't even own, and then he goes to bed and he's ready for the third period.
Because it's February and Mark Stone's internal clock is going to click on and he's going to go, I'm injured. I have a lacerated spleen. I can't play.
Marner's off this team. And then here's another one that I got for you.
Oh, I can't believe
Rob Thomas.
Dude, okay, this is another one. The Robert Thomas disrespect needs to stop. The one thing I'll say is Thomas is a center, and I kind of bumped him to left wing. And if you want to talk about bumping someone else, maybe Swaggy Verhaeghe up there instead, that's fine. But the Rob Thomas disrespect is a epidemic that is going on amongst NHL fans. This guy just churns out 80-plus point season after 80-plus point season like it's his fucking job on the middling St. Louis Blues year after year after year. He plays 82 games. Like, he is just so good, and no one gives him his flowers. And I'm like, this guy has a spot on this team.
Well, what about Jarvie, though?
That was my Jarvie is my like.
If you want to flip over.
Oh, absolutely, he could. And you want a spark plug in this lineup, a guy who's going to do whatever you ask of him. And also, there's like so much seriousness. Like, think about how serious this team is with McDavid, with McKinnon, with Sid, like with Stammer even too. There's so much seriousness, and like Jarvie might be a nice little dash of fun and just energy. He's that energizer bunny. He could absolutely be on this team. I thought about popping him on that left wing as well. Jarvie's definitely in that conversation.
And then, because you maybe even have to go him over Verhaeghe, but Verhaeghe's a winner. He's a winner. And so then maybe it is Rob, and then it's the Rob slander all over again. And I'm sorry about that.
Verhaeghe's another guy. It's just like back-to-back monster years, back-to-back Stanley Cup performances, back-to-back Stanley Cup performances, like himself. Yep. Like, it's like you need winners. You need guys who get it fucking done. And like,
and I love the idea of maybe you even unite him and Reiner. You know, like what if you did Hyman, McDavid, Marner. Let's leave him on for now, even though he's got to be out. Hyman, McDavid, Marner, Hagel, Nate Dogg, Point, which is sick. Marshy, Crosby, Stammer. And then
you're dropping Rob Thomas in this scenario.
Yeah, and then I go Verhaeghe, Barzy, Reinert with Jarvie on in reserve, ready 5, Maverick.
Yeah, don't hate, but I do hate losing Rob Thomas.
He's great, but the argument is the center problem. You go, I'm sorry, dude, you're tremendous, but just like
like Jarvie's a winger.
What to tell you,
Jarvie's a winger. Verhaeghe's a winger. Like
someone who's going to get pucks off the wall, dude. Get pucks off the wall. Get chipping out.
I don't like it because I'm here to give the respect that Rob Thomas deserves, but. If you want to keep like, there's so much chemie now. We've got so much chemie now. If we've got Bolts, we've got the Bolts playing with Nate Dogg. We've got Hyman and McDavid together again, and now we've got the Stanley Cup winning Caps
with Barzy,
surrounded by Barzy. Like that chemie is good. And then also like, and then
you got Jarvie,
Jarvie keeping it all together, the glue guy, and then you got the best buds of Marshy, Cross, and Stammer together too. Like that's
team chemistry. Chemistry Canada, dude. That's going to do it for him.
Okay, if we do that. I
thought we had gold, and then we just fucked it.
Yeah, if
delete
we do
this.
That,
hey, delete this.
I know. Like, that's Team Chemi. Like, we just made Team Chemi out of control. Unbelievable. Babes, taking a quick second to talk about our betting partner, BetMGM. We've been partnered with them all season, and by God, was it fantastic. We had our own empty net props. We had so much action going. CP and I did the 12 days of BetSmiths. It's been the greatest partnership ever because BetMGM is the greatest sports gambling app in the world. If you are not signed up yet, you need to do so right now, and you need to use promo code NETTERS when you do because BetMGM is hooking you up constantly. We've got tons of action going on right now. This episode's coming out on a Wednesday. We've got the Euro semifinals going on that Wednesday. There's so much that you can get in on. And when you sign up with promo code NETTERS, they're hooking you up with this deal where you can bet up to $1,500 on anything you want, any sport, any action. And if you lose that, because it happens, we lose all the time, you get it all back. You can do it all again. What other betting app is taking care of you like that? The answer is none, because BetMGM is the best in show. BetMGM is always taking care of you. They're always making sure they've got the best action going and giving you all the information you need to succeed. And we're doing that right with you. Once hockey season starts up again, we've got all the best things going on. So get a taste right now. Get in there, get going, get firing. And then by hockey season, we will be cooking together. It is the only move. BetMGM has your back always. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Available in the U.S. Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369 in New York. Call 1-800-327-5050 in Massachusetts. 21 plus only. Please gamble responsibly. Call 1-800-NEXT-STEP in Arizona. 1-800-BETS-OFF in Iowa. 1-800-981-0023 in Puerto Rico or visit www.1800gambler.net in West Virginia. First bet offer for new customers only. Subject to eligibility requirements. Bonus bets are non-withdrawable in partnership with Kansas Crossing Casino and Hotel. See BetMGM.com for terms. U.S. promotional offers not available in New York, Nevada, North Carolina, Ontario, or Puerto Rico. Okay, are you ready to move on to Team USA?
Boy, am I ever.
Team USA a.k.a. the team that will
Championship.
win 4 nations. The 6 players named to Team USA: Jack Eichel, Matthew Tkachuk, Austin Matthews, Quinn Hughes, Charlie McAvoy, Adam Fox. Here are my lines.
Yep.
Line 1, Jack Eichel, centered by Matthew Tkachuk and Kyle Connor. Line 2, Austin Matthews, centered by Jason Robertson and Clayton Keller. Line 3, Jack Hughes, centered by Brady Tkachuk and Goal Caulfield. Line 4, Dylan Larkin, centered by Jake Gensel and Brock Besser. Defense, Quinn Hughes and Charlie McAvoy, Thomas Harley and Brock Faber, Zach Werenski and Adam Fox. My spare D is Noah Hannafin. My spare forward is JT Miller. Goalies, Jeremy Swayman,
Obviously.
Connor Hellebuck, Jake Ottinger.
Damn, you did Demko, dude.
I did him. I'm sorry. I hated every second of it. That's my guy, but I had to do it. This one is brutal. And the center depth for Team USA, the D depth, is out of control. The first one that I would like to mention, it was hard not putting Patrick Kane on the right wing.
Okay,
And
hold on.
I also want to say this, a similar caveat. We weren't sure if Patrick Kane was going to retire or not. Patrick Kane signed for the Detroit Red Wings and then had 47 points in 50 games.
Yep.
If Patrick Kane starts the season for the Detroit Red Wings and is just Patrick Kane again, he is in this lineup.
He is Team USA, dude.
I don't know which of those right wings that I bump, but here's the thing, Chris. Here's the thing that everyone fucking forgets. Team USA has fallen short time and time again. And you know why? You know why, dude? Because we just name dinosaurs to this team because we're like this, oh, well, we need this guy because he's an old, wily vet. And then we lose to the faster, superior teams.
Right.
I will no longer be like this. Well, we need so-and-so. We need so-and-so. Like they're an old vet. I don't need that. We got winners in this lineup, and we've got the young best talent in the NHL in this lineup. And that's what we're fucking rolling with. I will hear nothing else. But Patrick Kane deserves to be in this conversation, and he is in this conversation. And like I said, if Patrick Kane is Patrick Kane, he's in the lineup. I don't know who we're losing, but he's in there. There's no question about it.
Okay. Goalie. I got nothing to say. This is the exact 3 I want in this exact order. I'm sorry, Thatcher Demko. You're a tremendous goalie, and you might just play your way onto this team. And if you do, then I'll tip my cap to you, sir. But these are the 3 I want here. Absolute big gamers. And boom, perfectly done.
Yep.
Defense. I love Faber, dude. I loved seeing Faber in there. I didn't know if you were going to do it. I don't know about Werenski, and I don't know about Harley.
Okay, here's where I'll jump in. Left shot D, log jammed.
I know, dude.
Left shot D, log jammed. Left shot D, Quinn Hughes, Thomas Harley, Zach Werenski, Noah Hannafin. We also got Jacob Slavin, who is maybe the best defensive D. Like leaving Slavin off the team was very, very difficult for me.
But who else even is there? Shea, Luke
Hughes, Brady Shea, Shane Gostisbehere. Those are the guys that I really, I need mentioned in this running.
I think I maybe only want Slavin now that you say it.
So I think Slavin. I mean, like Shea is so good, and Luke Hughes, buddy. I mean, you're fantastic, but
but not your time yet. Not your time yet. Like we just saw he was thrust into too serious of a role with the Devils and just made too many mistakes. He's going to be one of the, if not the best defenseman in the NHL. Dude, it actually will be so sick when all 3 Hughes brothers are on an Olympic team.
Yes, and like for Christ's sake, like I mean it. Like Luke is going to be, he's going to win multiple Norris trophies. It's just not his time yet. For me, Werenski and Hannafin were both like Werenski. He's been so unlucky with injury.
I know,
like that's so impossibly unlucky. And he had such a good fucking year last year. In everyone's face, he stayed healthy. He had such a good year, and he deserves a spot on this team. The one place where I hear swapping Werenski with Hannafin or Slavin is size. Quinn is a little bit smaller.
Yep.
Foxy's not even 6 foot tall.
How big's Faber?
I don't think Brock might be 6 feet, but look that up for me right now. I'm not sure he is, but like your size is really coming with McAvoy and Harley.
6'1", but that's probably means he's 6 feet.
You know, they're not monsters on the back end.
Yep.
And you put Hannafin or Slavin in there, especially playing with Fox, like, you know, I hear that.
6'3", 6'3", 207.
Hannafin,
come on,
probably the exact same size. I think he's 6'3", 210 or something like that. But that's the one.
6'3", 207.
Does it? Yeah, there you go. They're the same person.
Yeah.
So we've got plenty of offense on this USA decor. So if you want to lose Werenski and put in some size like Slavin, a guy who's going to kill penalties, like Hannafin, I don't hate it. So that is the one place that I will back off. But like Thomas Harley to me is like the surprise here for some people. But my God, is this kid a monster? Is he good? Is like he's just chock-a-block full of vim and vinegar. I love his fucking game. He's been playing with and learning from Miro Heiskanen, you know, like in every sense. He's on this team and I love it.
I was not familiar, and he didn't have a tremendous playoff, I would say, based on the stats he put up in the regular season, but I wasn't familiar with his game till playoffs, and he's fucking nasty. He's 22, which is like the one thing where I'm like, I don't know, dude, you know, like, is it like Bedsy, right? And Canada's stacked. So I'm not saying Bedsy's we didn't even mention him really, but no, Bedsy, I'm like,
and I do that. Like it's a fucking marketing scheme. The amount of people that are naming him, it's a marketing scheme.
Yep.
Connor Bedard is a future Hall of Famer probably, but he's also a 5'9", 19-year-old who got the points that he did because he shot it fucking 70 times a game on a AHL Chicago Blackhawks team.
Yep.
Like, look at those guys on Canada. Putting him on that team would literally be a marketing ploy, and if they do it, that's why they're doing it, and I want everyone to know it.
Yep. And my point was going to be, no one's questioning, are you going to make teams? You're just not on this team. And I could hear that with Harley a little bit. Like, if they wanted to go Slavin and Hannafin and Shea or something. How old is Brady Shea?
I believe he's 29.
Yeah, like if you wanted to go those boys and you're like, Harley, you're a weapon and you're probably going to make the Olympic team, but you're just not on this team, I can live with that. Truly. I'm like, you're great. I can live with that because you're 22. But I don't hate the pick by you. I really like that. But we got to look at the forwards now.
Yeah. I've never felt more confident in anything in my life than line one.
Really? And my only question is why you don't want Austin up there. And I'm not even saying I do. I'm just saying I'm surprised you didn't have Austin up there.
I want Austin up there, or I don't want Austin up there because I look at Kyle Connor.
Yes, dude. Because you can get 50 from him.
A certified sniper who is going to bury goals. I look at Matthew Tkachuk, just a unbelievable all-around player. And then I look at Jack Eichel, who is just a supreme skater, winner, and one of the best fucking dishers, serving out 4-course, 5-star meals all day long. And I want Jack Eichel passing the puck to Kyle Connor and Matthew Tkachuk over Austin Matthews. Austin Matthews is going to get his cookies. He always has. He always will. Keller is so good everywhere. And I actually think Keller is one of the better passing wings in the league. So, like, great right wing to be playing with Austin Matthews as far as I'm concerned. I think Robo, we saw him this year caring more about dishing the puck and spreading the wealth. I think that's a great person to be playing with Austin Matthews. To me, to put out Austin 70 goal scoring Matthews on your second line, I just think that is such a fucking weapon. And honestly, dude, the winning element, the attitude element, like the competitiveness for listeners here, we asked Jack Eichel this year to like pop on and talk to us about some playoff shit in like the third round. And he was so appalled he almost ended our friendship because he was like, dude, I should still be playing. Don't make me fucking talk about hockey right now. And I was like, I love that response so fucking much, dude. Like, he is such a competitor. That is who I want as my first line center leading this USA team. Like, Jack, in my opinion, is like, that is the attitude that I want as the first line center. And I'm not saying Austin doesn't have that. I know Austin has that. But like, I want Austin as the murderer on that second line that is just going to fucking light it up out of control.
Okay, you've completely convinced me on that. However, is there any concern that we just built Team Kemi up in Canada, and then on our first line we put Matthew Tkachuk and Jack Eichel, one of whom beat the other one in the Stanley Cup last year, and the other one nearly caved in the lungs of the other one in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup Finals? Are we at all concerned with that matchup?
I thought you would bring that up. In my opinion, I think it's a classic Jack O'Callahan, Rob McClanahan situation.
Yes, dude. Yes.
We put them together.
Yep. Make it work, dude. Make it work.
Make it work.
Okay. I love the Matthews argument. Robo's there. Brady Tkachuk, most obvious. I actually can't believe Brady Tkachuk wasn't named in the first 6. That's how important I think he is to this team.
I agree, dude. Like,
how about that?
You want to
talk
about
that?
I love it. You want to talk about attitude? Like, that is the attitude that I cannot wait. And also, dude, regardless of what the Senators do, the fire that Brady's going to come out with next year after just watching his brother win a Stanley Cup, like,
dude,
this is his Stanley Cup. This Four Nations is his Stanley Cup, because he's like, I'm winning something this year. You better fucking believe I'm winning something, and it's going to be this.
Yep. If Kaner's in, dude, which I think he is, I think I might go Cole, dude, which is crazy.
You might dead Cole.
Yeah.
I don't, I understand it.
How old is he? How old is Goal?
I think Goal is 24. Look that
sounds
up.
about right. He's a bit of an injury bug too.
Fair.
He's 23. Yeah, he'll be 24. January 2nd. Cool birthday. So yeah, he's 23. Played 82 last year, though. Dan played 82 last year,
and I think he's going to have a big year this year, dude. That Canadiens team is so exciting.
How big's Keller though?
He's like 5'10", 11. I think
he's that big because Goals. Yeah, Clayton listed 5'10", Goal listed 5'7". You know,
Goal's small.
I don't hate a Patty Kane there instead of two really small right wings.
Well, Patty Kane's 5'10". Like, he's not big.
Yeah, but I'll take that. Is he 5'10"?
Yeah, he's small, dude.
5'10". Okay. But I mean, someone's got to go. If Kane is playing, he's in, dude. He's in, period.
Yeah.
And you're saying you might lose Brock?
No, I really don't know on that right wing. Like,
I know.
Brock has earned every flower these last 2 seasons. Like,
and same with JT. I kind of feel like, unless JT's bad in the room, is he a bad room guy for like 2 weeks?
Dude,
is he the
JT's
guy that's like
angry?
Yeah, but like, you love him if he's your boy all season. But if you're just popping in for 2 weeks, are you like, bro, fuck off? We're having enough fun.
Yeah,
maybe.
And what's tough is I am a absolute, like, look, again, let's talk about center depth. Jack Eichel, Austin Matthews, Jack Hughes, Dylan Larkin. Are you fucking kidding me? We're not even mentioning Chris.
I know.
Tage Thompson. We're not even mentioning, like, a lot. Like, what if Trevor Zegras has the year that I think he's going to have?
No, but I still think
here's another one, dude. Here's another one that maybe the, quick trigger answers that people aren't thinking about. Vinny Trocheck.
Yeah,
like,
I know.
He is the captain of that New York Rangers team and just had a fucking monster season and was a all-star, deservedly so. Like, Vinny Trocheck is talk about, grit that you want on this fucking team. Like, that is another center option. But Dylan Larkin, as everyone who listens to this podcast knows how I feel about Dylan Larkin, he, to me, is like Captain America. Like, he is the guy, dude, who is from Michigan, went to Michigan, plays for a Michigan NHL team, and is just like the heart and fucking soul of every team that he is on. And if I talk about an anchor center on this team, Dylan Larkin is like the first thing that comes to mind. So that is a non-negotiable. He is on this team and is such a voice in that locker room. It's not even funny.
The trickiest one for me will be Tage if he's 2 years ago Tage. Like, if he is going fucking off and has 25 goals in November, they're putting him on the team, period. So that's going to be a really hard one. Because I just don't see how you lose. I don't see how the committee can lose the top 3 centers.
I know, dude.
With a straight face.
It's crazy,
so
too.
Then you're talking like last center, and if Tage has got 28, and I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
But maybe Dylan's the reserve.
And we did this. No. Abso-fucking-lutely not. Dylan Larkin is in this lineup. We did this for Canada, so we're going to do it here, just like showing some love to people. The guys that are in the conversation in the wings, like Matt Boldy, absolute weapon.
Yep.
Alex DeBrincat. We mentioned the D already. Nikki Schmaltz, Alex Tuck, Frank Vetrano, Johnny Gaudreau, Casey Middlestead, Zegras, Troy Terry, Cooley, Beniers. Like, holy shit. These teams are so fucking stacked, and this is going to be so like my fucking dick is hard right now.
I
thinking
know
about this tournament.
Troy Terry, there's got to be shootouts in this. It's international hockey. I wonder if Troy Terry might find himself a roster spot just to do the repeat performance.
TJ Oshie, Trevor Zegras, if we're talking shootouts,
like, come on, dude.
Patrick Kane too. Fuck me, Jesus Christ.
Fair. Yeah, dude, Kaner. Okay, lose Cole, lose Brock. Give me Kaner and Terry, and then make sure every game goes to shootout.
Brock.
Yeah, dude, because we just need those right wing spots for our shootout guys.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were talking Faber. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? But no, I mean, this team is just like, it's so exciting. You honestly, you have yet to Slavin in for Werenski to give us some size.
Kaner's in if he starts good. I just promise you that.
But other than that, I'm changing nothing.
No, agree. And I'm telling you, Tage is. I don't want it. I'm just saying, Tage is the only one that if he is firing, they will play him because he's just such a unicorn. You know, like if he is absolutely popping off, then they're going to put him in because there's just no real answer for that on any of the other teams.
But the problem is, dude, like we're talking about such specific centers, and like Jack Eichel, Austin Matthews, and Dylan Larkin are fucking brick shithouses, dude. Like like I know Tage is a unicorn, but like. There's plenty of power play strength on here, and there's plenty of size down the middle. Like that's, that's the only time where I'm like, fuck, it's hard.
It's extremely hard. Dude, I've never been more fired up about a U.S. roster.
Oh my God. It's so fucking exciting.
Leaving like the Vetrano, 40-goal Frank next year, leaving Tucky, some of these DeBrincat, like leaving some of these guys off is so baffling to me. I know, but I'm like, well, fuck, man, it's a stacked lineup.
Like, don't sleep on Boldy. Matt Boldy is so good.
God damn.
You don't have a problem with Foxy on the third pairing, I noticed.
Dude, why would I?
Thank you, sir.
No, I think he's fine there. Like, obviously, every Rangers fan is going to go swap him and Chuck, play Quinn and Foxy.
Yeah, which is dumb because Charlie is a perfect partner for Quinn. Let Quinn cook. And let Charlie absolutely fucking bundle people and then shock people with his skill all over the ice.
I would hear if you leave Harley in, Faber and Harley is too young. That's too reckless. That's too reckless, dude.
I hear that, actually. I could go Foxy and Harley and then
Faber and Slavin.
Ooh, that actually might be perfect.
That might be money, dude. We might be doing that.
Yeah, I don't hate
Foxy back up.
I don't hate that.
Foxy back up.
Okay. I feel good about this breakdown. I feel good about these lineups.
Give me the medals.
Oh, shit. No. All I'm going to say is USA's winning.
USA's gold. Winning.
I just got so much love for so many people on all of these teams.
I know.
USA's winning, and I want everyone to tie for second.
USA gold, Sweden silver, Canada bronze. Thanks for coming out.
Thanks for coming out. All right, that's it for us on this episode of the Empty Netters podcast. Hope you enjoyed this breakdown. Can't wait for some of the comments.
We'll do it again. We'll do it again when they get close. Once we're mid-season 2, and we can see how people are playing. But I want to compare them. Hey, everybody, keep the receipts on this because I want to compare our picks in mid-November, to our picks right now.
And obviously injuries and things like that, God forbid, but those will change stuff. But yeah, when these rosters get announced in December, we're going to revisit this absolutely and see how close we were, and then things that we're like, that's a no-brainer, or I don't like it. Because I guarantee you this, every single, and we don't need to pick out who it is, every single team is going to make a decision that we are like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, agree.
Guarantee it. All right, that's it for this episode of the Empty Netters podcast. Unbelievable Four Nations Cup preview breakdown. get the blood flowing. We'll see you next week. And until then,
as always, skate hard.